The statement reads in part, and I quote, "It is also extremely hypocritical. The fact is that the FBI worked closely with me and the units of police that were involved in fighting crime, including the flying squad. They were not scandalized by my leadership, but actually gave me an award for my contribution in the fight against terror," Kayihura says in the statement. General Kayihura was accused of smuggling drugs, gold and ivory, which he describes as laughable and malicious to his character. He says the allegations are outrageous and insulting. "I do not own and have never owned any property in the United States or anywhere else outside Uganda. I do not have any bank accounts outside my country, Uganda. The insinuations in the statement that I could own any property outside Uganda are totally fabricated and malicious. The freezing of my so-called assets, therefore, is comical." Kayihura adds that denying him and his family access to travel to the US is a waste of time, as he does not have any need to apply for a visa to travel to America. However, FDC spokesperson Ibrahim Semujunganda welcomed the US sanctions against General Kale Kayihura.
But to get Kayihura to be hunted the same way he was hunting people, for me is very good. And I am sure Kayihura now will see that the world is becoming smaller, because he had thought at one time that he had brought the world under his feet. Now the world has shifted. Kayihura now may not learn the lessons, but those who are holding positions will learn.
The law that the US government is invoking is actually, it's about sanctioning individuals and freezing their properties. Now, ordinarily, my understanding of that law is that you don't have to have properties. What that decision is saying is that the US Department of Treasury must be able to inquire, investigate, and find out if Kale Kayihura has properties in the US or there are properties where Kale has interests. If they find them, they freeze them.
As justification for the sanctions, Kayihura was also accused of human rights violations and torture of Ugandans at Narufenya. But the Army General says no one has been tortured under his instructions or with his knowledge. But a human rights activist, Godiba Tumushabe, was not persuaded.
The brutality that was meted on our citizens at Narufenya, and that was during the reign of Kale Kayihura. And that facility was investigated by our own parliament, which made a report, and the Narufenya was closed as a result of that report.
Meanwhile, Semuju has warned other Ugandans involved in arbitrary arrest and torture of Ugandans.
I told Kayihura that one day you will answer. I think now those words must be ringing in his head, that these fellows kept telling me at the time I was committing these crimes. So the people who are commanding the military, CMI especially now, who have become notorious again, brutalizing people on the street, ISO and Kaka, and the police and UPDF, the individuals presiding over this brutality, these killings, these beatings, must know that there will be a time to account.
The move comes as Parliament investigates the existence of safe houses supposedly used to torture Ugandans in Kyengera in Wakiso. Jingo Francis, NTV.